Hello everyone again. Hopefully we have a good session for recap last 30 minutes. Now we are going to do some research about research. So I will explain you how accountants usually find guidance online. I know everyone already know how to Google. But I will just give you an example what I'm talking about. For example, I have a problem to research some revenue problem. Let's do revenue problem first. What do I do? Accounting for revenue, and I got a bit like Investopedia. I got like very I would say more or less irrelevant items. Like Investopedia will not help me for a complex problem. As a small business, I might want to use it just to get a basic understanding. But if we are dealing with a problem which requires research, it won't be enough. We have accounting basics, links here, revenue definition, revenue accounts, courses, revenue recognition, Kentucky, some revenue from Kentucky state. I don't even know what it is. We got IS 18 revenue, and IS is not US GAAP, it's International Accounting Standards. And that's not actually what we want. So if we just Google it straightforward, we are not getting the right results. And to be a bit of advanced accountant, you need to know where to search the guidance. And let me be doing that and making memo at the same time. I uploaded some guidance here already, but I will add it. I will add the document. That way, I want you to be able to set up the document in the same way or in a convenient for you way where you can keep. I would even use a spreadsheet here. So I very love spreadsheets. So for accounting, we have ultimate guidance. And I would probably separate the guidance for accounting, tax, and maybe even like QuickBooks or whatever software you are working on. And for accounting, the ultimate guidance is Accounting Standards Accounting Standards Codification. It's also known as ASC. And if you Google that, we will run into problem because the codification is paywall protected. So if you want to use the primary codification, you will have to pay like an annual subscription, $1,140. It's ridiculously expensive. I will leave a note here, and I don't pay for it. Maybe I would be able to persuade my company to pay for it, but there is not really a business need. I am certain that big accounting firms, they have that subscription. Then the next one I would say are the next level of knowledge. So this is the primary knowledge. In tax, that would be ultimate guidance. Okay, tax legislation. I don't remember what exactly. Let's try to just Google it. Tax code. So basically it is internal revenue code. Let us have it here. And at least it is free. So IRS do not charge you money for using internal revenue code. But what's going on? They might find out that they also can charge a subscription fee and charge you fines and penalties if you do not abide to the law, and you also need to pay for the law to be able to abide. That would be fun indeed. So the next, I would say, level 1. Okay, level 2. That's a somewhat processed guidance. There is a set of accounting companies named Big-4. Big-4 PWC, EY, Kpmg, Deloitte. Okay, so now we will just look Google PWC accounting guides. PWC accounting guides, and we have such resources as viewpoint here, and we have some access here. Okay. Pensions and employee gain benefits guide. So if we research that portal, some of the stuff is available on the paid subscription basis, but most of the stuff is available for free. You can just download it and use it. Okay, here we have accounting and reporting guides. I'm not sure if I can access it as a link. Probably not. So I will leave a link in our documentation. You can do the same with others. As you can see, so if you go accounting report, let's try to find revenue guidance here. Non-monetary transaction, business combinations, income taxes, not-for-profit entities, pensions and other employee benefits, insurance contracts, carve-out financial statements, consolidation, insurance, PP&D. Let's open. PP&D is more or less straightforward guidance. Inventory. We will need inventory on today's session. Let me just open it in the new account. Real estate, investment, revenue from contracts with customers. So that's the one. That's the one we have been using. And in here, you want to go in the table of contents and just download full PDF. Otherwise, you can kind of lurk here in the links and get it by pieces. But the best way is just to go and take and get the full revenue guide. So first I would do links to the portals. Then I might want to collect links to specific problems which I'm working on. Like, for example, for me, that would be I would say revenue, inventory. And I would say here is PWC revenue, here is PWC inventory. And I would just go where I opened it. So that's property, plant and equipment. Let's use this one too. PDF. I strongly advise you to download PDFs and keep them in your folder on your drive, because from time to time these companies they close the access to this PDF, and they do some maintenance, or they do some rearrangements of the data, or they can put some data behind the paywall. So you want to keep that guides as closely as possible. So yeah, let's copy link and add it here. And I also have Kpmg software revenue. We will find it in a minute. Kpmg. Okay, let's do it one by one. Okay, pp&d, I copied it. Inventory. So I go to full guide PDF and I copy link and I put it to my library, to my accounting library, and I go to revenue. Revenue from contracts with customers, and I go to full PDF and I copy link and enter it here. Okay, I have some issues with keyboard which I need to address. And the last one would be Kpmg. I researched it yesterday. Kpmg revenue for software and SaaS. And here they have it. Let's see if we can copy. So here it is. Revenue for software and SaaS. Copy link address, paste. That's a big one. It's like let's see why it doesn't want to open. It's like 1,000 pages guide. $743 for software, and Kpmg also has a general revenue guide for like 1,000 pages. They just stuffed everything they have in that guide. Okay, financial reporting view, Kpmg in-depth guides. Let's see what their structure is. Okay, so you see they have handbooks here. Kpmg handbooks is the same as PWC accounting guides. Here is the climate change, transfers and servicing of financial assets, discontinued operations, going concern, consolidation. So if you are going advanced, let's see, real estate lesser, income taxes, segment reporting. So if you are going into advanced accounting stuff, you will need something of that. Okay, so now we have 10 more minutes to go, and we will start diving into... Okay, let me just do a bit of formatting here first. Level 1, level 2, let's do level 3. We have Big-4 podcasts. It's for I would say extra. We have Big-4 podcasts. If you Google PWC Kpmg NY in Apple Podcasts, you will find that all of them have some form of the podcasts. And on those podcasts, they will talk about actual accounting guidance, like the modern issues, some new issues, and they will also discuss some accounting problems. So if you have too much free time in your car while you are driving somewhere, and if no one is listening, you can turn on accounting podcasts. You don't want your friends to know that you listen to accounting podcasts. I'm joking. It's okay, but I don't think other people in the car will appreciate that you force them to listen accounting podcasts. But who knows? So there is a Big-4 podcast, and there is also email. I would say Big-4 email. Okay, and there are also free CPE from Big-4. Now CPE relates to like continuous education units. If you get a CPA certification, if you become a certified public accountant, every 1 or 2 years, depending on your state requirements, you will have to complete like 80 hours of CPE, continuous education hours. And you can buy those. There are many providers which provide that for a fee. And basically every accounting knowledge can count as a CPE. But what's good with Big-4, they provide that for free. And the downside is that most of this stuff are online webinars, and you need to be present on the webinar and answer the polls during the webinar to get a certificate, hours. So if you are a CPA and you are paying for CPE and you are not getting value for the money, I advise you just subscribe to Big-4 free CPE. Okay, level 3. We covered level 3. So that's how we do accounting research. We can do similar. So level 1 for tax. Level 2 will be IRS publications. Level 3 would be, I would call it accounting firms advice. So for IRS publications, we've already covered that. We have a list of publications here. There might be as well other sources. This is just the way I kind of classify that for myself and how I research the guidance. And I would say I asked corporate tax accountants like a vice president of taxes in the corporation. And he told me that basically when he has to research the issue, he goes to the legislation first. He did taxes for like 10 years, 15 years of his life. So he does straightforward to tax legislation and sees what happened there. When he was learning taxation, he was using IRS publications. So IRS publications are built on the tax legislations, and they just mix in several examples, and they might be they provide a bit more guidance than the tax legislation, but that's it. Then you might also want to subscribe with that. It's not easy. There is a lot of spam. It's not easy to find the relevant information. That might be useful when you don't have a time to follow up on everything, but you want to know what is happening with tax legislation, what's new tax legislation is there. If you remember Trump tax reform few years ago, they introduced pretty valuable tax holidays and tax credits for small business. And most of my subscriptions, most companies to which I subscribed, they provided me some information about that. Okay, so that's basically it. Let me share that with you guys. Let's see. Let me try to share by link, just in case you haven't entered into that file yet. Yeah, anyone on the internet can view this link. So the objective of this lesson is to show you how you can store your guidance and to tell you what is kind of a best guidance there, or almost the best, and that to show you that just straightforward Googling of the answers might not work. So that is basically the way how I structure my research if I want to do one. Of course, I have some other file on my working computer, on my work laptop. I stream lectures from my home computer where I don't have access to my files, and it's I would say it's a bit more complex and messy, and I did not arrange it by levels there. So it's just I would say organized in a historical manner. So when I research something and I found useful guidance, I just added a line here, and I have everything mixed up for tax and revenue. So I just use autofilter to find that. Basically, if you already know that there is like a Kpmg software revenue guide, you can go to Google and find it. Here it is. But if you just Google like revenue guide, you might not be getting it. Like I'm getting PWC guidance, but that's because I Googled it earlier, and we have similar stuff from Deloitte and so on. Okay, what do we have here? We have 4 minutes left. Let's take a break, and let's meet in 5 minutes, where we will discuss cost of sales, and let's see what I've put on the schedule. Okay, research, US GAAP, and we will do a bit of taxes. And we will be discussing inventory and cost of goods sold. So links are in the schedule. Let's see if the link is working. Yeah, so link is here. I'm ending that translation. Thank you so much for attending. Hopefully you got some valuable lessons from my experience. Thank you, and let's see each other in 5 minutes.